Yo, hey, what's up, guys? Oh, okay, yeah, what's up, everybody? But yeah, based off what Alien said, yeah, the hardware's selling very well, but the software is definitely at an all-time low. I mean, to the point so much so that Nintendo is still relying very heavily on the Switch 1 to push sales for even they Switch 2 counterparts. I just think it's kind of embarrassing. You know what I mean? Nobody's really buying game keys. Third party is practically non-existent. The indie scene's just isn't strong. I mean, I think it's selling very well due to the fact that, hey, due to the hype of the Switch 1 and how amazing that was at the time. But I do think that luster is wearing off. I do. And I know people go say, but it's still sell. I mean, but you got to look at the software, though. Nobody's really buying software on the Switch 2. And I think that is definitely a concern for Nintendo. Thinking that everybody was just going to buy the games just because it says Nintendo on it. I think the game key cards, right, really played a huge factor as to the low software sales of Nintendo games in general. Pokemon Legends sold far worse than any other Pokemon game did at its launch. It's not, and what's crazy, it had a cross-generation phase, which means that it came out between Switch 1 and 2 and still sold worse than any other Pokemon game. Obviously, this is just to create a conversation. The Switch 2 is still doing very well, hardware. You know what I mean? But Nintendo's got to get people to start buying the rest of the remaining of their games. That's just my honest opinion. I'm that type of dude that I got to keep things logical. I just can't run off the fact that, well, the hardware sold, so therefore, because that's a pony take. That is a PlayStation fanboy take. Well, the hardware sold good, but the games ain't. It sold 3 million in the weekend, so... Yeah, the hardware is selling very good. I will say, Alien, the hardware is... I think it's mostly due to the hype of the Switch 1. People love the Switch 1, no different than how PS1 was going to PS2. But in regards to software, the Switch 2, I mean, I know people said it just came out, but it's very underwhelming. It really is. And these updates, these $10, $20 up expansion pack updates, it's just, to me, it doesn't really help the argument for Nintendo. You know what I mean? So... that's just my whole philosophy. But hey, I mean, the hardware is good. The hardware is selling very well, but we'll see how well that slows up as time goes on. Yeah. I think it's just more of a test. To be honest, I don't think Valve is expecting huge results from it. I just think they're expecting, you know, like I said, because it's more of a complementary device. I don't think Valve is sitting there saying we're coming out with this box to completely change the... Oh, you did? Yeah, I haven't been on YouTube often, Blue. I mean, if it's priced at $700, that's still very reasonable because you're getting a full-fledged PC as well as a gaming console all merged in between one. So in my opinion, that is still worth it. The only reason why people say, hey, what's up, Joe? The only reason why people say it's not worth it is mostly due to the fact that they already have a primary gaming console. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Here we go, Dustin. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Please don't be a fanboy, Dustin. Come on, bruh. What's fake about it? The games are not selling? So the games are selling well on Switch, too. Is that your argument, Dustin? You know, is that the argument? Bring up a valid argument. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Dead side. Let's hear the argument, though. I'm actually quite curious. Yeah, I want to see his argument. I mean, most Nintendo fanboys don't want to talk about the software. They want to use that exclusive from, well, Mario Kart World. Yeah, Mario Kart World was bundled. Okay? But see, but Pokemon Legends only sold well. Well, it was going to do well regardless, of course. Right, Zimmy? My whole thing is, why did it sell worse? That's my question. See, that's something that he can't answer. Why did it sell worse? So when he sits there and says, I'm pushing a fake narrative, Dustin, that's what you said. Explain to me how Pokemon sold worse with 2 huge install bases. No, that's not an excuse. That's valid. You're coming up with excuses. That is valid. That's not an excuse. Pokemon Legends ZA sold worse than any other Pokemon game before it. That's facts. 50% worse. You can't get mad with a higher install base. You see? You got Nintendo fanboys coping. I mean, third-party games selling so bad, lowest of the lowest expectations, still can't even be met. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why these Nintendo fanboys want to act like these PlayStation ones, man. I just don't get it. Exactly, with a lower install base, Pickles. That's my argument. He's saying that it's a fake narrative that I'm pushing. But explain how. How is it a fake narrative? Oh, Mario Kart World! Bro, it was bundled! If you look at the history of all bundled games with the console sell well. Mario was bundled with the NES. Sonic, well, it was Altered Beast, but Sonic the Hedgehog, when Sega decided to do the remodel, right? When the Super Nintendo came out, when they pushed Sonic the Hedgehog, guys, that also sold the best because it was bundled with the Genesis. How hard is it for you Nintendo fanboys to admit that people are buying less games now? Why is that hard for you to admit? Why can't they look at the metrics and say, you know what? I get what you're saying, GameStar. Nobody's saying that it's a flop. Nobody's saying, because Nintendo don't put enough money in their games for it to ever be a flop in the first place. Nintendo be putting $200,000 in a game. They don't be putting billions and millions of dollars into their games. So we know that. We're all familiar with this, right? So let me look at this argument. Donkey Kong sold 3.5 million to 10 million, switched to only 35%. Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, Donkey Kong, yeah, that's a good one. But I'm sick and tired of the whole Mario Kart World. Well, that sold 910. Bro, it was bundled. And I'm not saying the game would have sold well. Mario Kart is a system seller. But the game would have sold worse if it wasn't bundled. We definitely know that. So I don't know why Nintendo fanboys are mad that people are buying less games. I don't know why. Why are they mad at me? They should be mad at their own audience for not buying these games. Don't get mad at me. I told you, man, all these fanboys, man, they all act the same, man. They all act the same. Oh, he alien? Why would? Yeah, exactly. That. Yeah, I don't know why they would take their games off Steam. And I mean, if PlayStation does that, that's going to be less money for them. That's going to be way less money. I don't know why people would think that PlayStation would remove their games from Steam. And if they do, that's not a W for Sony. If Sony has to feel the need to pull their games from Steam, that's just less money from them. So I don't know why PlayStation fans would think that. I don't be deriding on Xbox. I be keeping it 100. See, you guys keep talking about console, so you still don't get it. It's not about the console. People don't pick up PlayStation for the console experience. They don't pick it up to play the I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. The exclusives. You know this. They don't pick it up for the exclusives. That's a terrible argument, Alien. You can't say that. Most people picking it up for the same games people playing on Xbox. You know this, man. Come on, Alien. Come on, man. They don't even realize it. And this is why Microsoft's expanding on the Xbox Play Anywhere strategy. Yeah, I called them out for that. I've told them. I said, once my month is done, I'm not resubscribing to that. I've told people specifically. I don't be deriding Xbox. Matter of fact, I got a lot of flack. Oh, okay. But I don't think he was either, though, Alien. I know what you're saying, but I don't think he was fanboying, though. He gave stuff most people don't even be. They don't. They don't. I mean, yo, look at the sales, David, right? Check out Silent Hill F. Silent Hill F, right, sold 1 million, which I guess is not the worst. 1 million? Bruh, listen, I want to throw things in perspective because I don't think people understand where I'm coming from. Oh, hold on. Whoa. Silent Hill, right? Silent Hill, right? I like how I just stopped talking and it shot the dog and like, okay, let me continue this, right? Silent Hill F sold 1 million. Oh man, hold on, I'm getting shot again. Silent Hill F sold 1 million copies on PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC. That is pretty embarrassing to me. We keep telling people that gaming is growing, gaming is expanding. Bruh, I know games during the freaking N64 days that sold more than this. Gaming is dying, bro. The true essence of what gaming represents is gone. This is why I try to tell all these old heads, man, at the end of the day, the gaming that we know and love is not the same thing. It's not. And I know that might be too hard for people, you know, to realize or want to reconcile with, but that's what gaming is. It will never go back to those days. Ever. The fact that games are still selling within the millions, like 1 million, out of these huge install bases, that just goes to show you that people don't care about buying games no more. Yeah, well, you know what it is though, Zimmy? They copying everybody else. That's the problem with a lot of these horror games. I think that's the first problem there. They're just relying on tropes. Okay, hold on. Alright, hold on. I'm getting shot all over. Okay. Only new game I played this year was Doom. Doom the Dark Ages was fun. I played it on Game Pass. Now, mind you, like I said, that's just not the type of game I would have paid $70 for, man. I know people's like, yo, but you liked it, though. You know, it's one game I liked, South of Midnight, bro. That game hurt me that they didn't have a physical copy, bruh. I was hurt. South of Midnight, bro, that game deserved a physical copy. I'm so upset at Microsoft not putting a physical copy to that game. That game deserved it, bro. In my opinion, South of Midnight was a sleeper hit, bruh. It was. I thought Doom was good, too. I thought Doom Dark Ages was good. But it wasn't a game that I'd be like, yo, I'm going to support that. It just wasn't. It would just be like, all right, I'm going to play it on Game Pass and then move on to the next one. But South of Midnight, bruh, I actually do have a profound appreciation for that game, man. Yeah. Yeah, I don't pay $70 much either. I either get the games on sale or get them on a buy two, get one free when GameStop. What would you rate? I think I did do a rating for it. To be honest, to me, the combat was a little lackluster, but the story, the gameplay, the voice acting, the music, everything else was very well put together, man. I mean, for me, I think I did do a rating. I don't know if it'll be consistent, but I'll probably give it a solid 9 for sure. South of Midnight was a sleeper hit, bro. That game to me was a sleeper hit. The art style, the graphics, the animation, the characters, the folk, like I mean, I said a lot of positive things about that game, and I do hope if they do port it to PlayStation, they make a physical copy, because I really did enjoy that game. I personally did, man. I feel like a lot of people just hated on it because of this fake DEI crap. It was good, bro. I mean, I'm telling you, it was good. And I don't be speaking highly about very many games, so people know that I'm a very harsh critic when it comes to video games. So when I be like, yo, I thought South of Midnight was good, man. That was something different. It was unique. It was very appealing. I liked it. Yeah, we need a South of Midnight port. I'm gonna be honest though, I feel like South of Midnight, I liked the Ninja Gaiden 4 and South of Midnight, but I would say I like the South of Midnight more. I personally did. And I'm a huge Ninja Gaiden fan, so that's saying a lot. Personally, South of Midnight was a sleeper hit, man. That game should definitely, if they have the Game Awards, that game should be winning like the hidden gem, because that game was definitely a hidden gem. I'm gonna keep it a buck. And anybody saying that the game was woke, Sword of the Sea. I remember you was bringing that game up. Sword of the Sea. Okay. Mind's Eye, you like it? It's $10 right now at GameStop if you guys can go get a copy for PS5 and Xbox One. It's $10 right now. I like the game, man. Yeah, oh yeah. You know, Mind's Eye is running pretty solid right now. Obviously, there's a few crashes, but you get that in mostly every new game now. You're Gen Z. Yeah, I'm not Gen Z. Yeah. Well, yeah, well, a lot of Gen Z, they grow up with the internet, so they don't really have any social interactions, though, aliens, so they don't really know. Yeah, South of Midnight was good, man. I would love to see that on the Switch, man. Yo, that would be amazing on the Switch. Oh, hold on. Let me look at the chat. Oh, we got a member, actually. We got a new member, Mr. Nick. I buy a Wii original. No! I see you. I see you. And he's a member, too. No, there's nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, I plugged in my Wii, right? And I was playing some GameCube games on it, bro. I don't know, man. Life to me was better when it was simpler. I don't know what it is, man. I feel like technology, this is how I feel. And like I said, we all use it in some form of fashion. Yo, what's up, Zeus? Right? But I do feel like technology destroys a lot of the attachments that we had towards these things, because back then our imaginations was run wild. You feel me? Now with technology, we kind of get what we get. We don't really think any past that. And if you do, you could just look it up on the forums or find out there. I just think that that appeal, you know, of unraveling a game and opening it and just finding out what the game was, even before looking at all these trailers, is what gave the gaming experience such an enjoyable time to play it. Now you can see all these gameplay, you can look at all these other aspects. It's just, I feel like it just takes away that importance of what gaming stood for. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's just kind of how I see that. So yeah, it is though. Immolation, oh yeah. Definitely the saving grace of gaming. And I'm very surprised that a lot of Nintendo gamers don't like it. Immolation is so amazing, because if it wasn't for Immolation, who's to say we'd be able to play all these games? You know what I mean? So a lot of these games ain't even available. So if you remember playing them, oh, you bought Luigi's, I've been playing that. Luigi's Mansion and Odyssey. I think they were like $30 a piece. Good games too. I think Odyssey has a, was a 4K update on PC, and when we play God of War, she was asked why Kratos is old. Yo, she asked why he old. Hey, yo, and why he can't jump. Yo, you see, the funny thing is, man, and a lot of PlayStation fans don't want to admit it, right? They be saying stuff like, well, he old now, he mature, he's this, he's that. But bro, Zeus looked like he was over 1,000 years old. Dustin, like I said, we could have this discussion if you feel that the title's misleading. You know what I mean? Like, he was doing all this godly stuff in this game, and then the man can't even jump in this one. Like, Dustin, we could have a conversation. Oh, yeah. But you know what's funny, though? Gaming, and I want to be honest with a lot of people, right? Right? Look, since you brought up the film aspect, gaming took a lot of its inspiration from movies. It did. So everything that we enjoyed about gaming took ideas from movies at the time. Okay, so explain, Dustin. Explain your point of view. I'm willing to have this discussion with you. Explain your point of view. I'm not here to argue with you. I want to hear your point of view. That's the whole point. That's why I do the title, so you can come in, have a conflicting disagreement or whatever, and then we can talk about it. That's the whole idea. Because you say, all right, I'm going to look at the title. I'm going to look at it for myself and see if it's misleading. Nintendo Switch 2's dead. Games selling worse than Switch 1. I mean, yeah, games are selling worse than Switch 1. That is definitely for sure. That's definitely happening for sure. So I guess what, half truth, half fib? What would you say? 50-50? Yeah, Last of Us did. They focus on more of a narrative. No, see, okay, I love it. See, I love it when they decide to have a conversation. All right, so I'm going to read what he said, all right? Let me see. All right, so we got a discussion. This is the whole reason why, as to why I put the title of the videos like this. All right? So he said, you're saying because Switch 1 games sold more this, which they did, with a lower install base at that time, makes Switch 2 dead. What do you mean? I didn't say that. You're assuming how I feel about it. I've told people the Switch 2 is selling well through hardware. I said that. I've said that. I've said the Switch 2 is selling very well in hardware. Now, in the inevitable future, will it continue to sell that well? We don't know. How many games are on Switch 1 compared to Switch 2? Well, Switch 2 don't even have that many games. Switch 2, there's barely anything. Your games is basically Switch 1 ports. Oh, I love the shmups. Oh, yeah, me too. Some of my favorite ones is Radiant Silvergun, Dodonpachi. What's the other one I like? Dang, I can't remember the name. Darius Gaiden. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's selling good, Alien. The system is selling good. That's not my argument. That's not my argument. My argument is the fact that the games are selling worse. That's my argument. You know what I'm saying? That's my argument. The fact that the games are selling worse. Switch 2 really don't got that many good games, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it. Yo, they getting Switch 1 games, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And let's not forget, y'all, the Switch 2 is not a portable. I mean, not a portable. It's not a home console. It's a portable console that can be played at home. So technically speaking, it's more in the realm of a 3DS, right? Which we already know Nintendo's very good at portable gaming. They've always was successful. I don't think Nintendo has made one portable flop. Yeah, but there's a reason why there's not enough games, though. Because half of your games are available on the Switch 1. What do you... Alright, listen, bro. What is this man not understanding, bro? Like, what do you not understand? I get that. I know that. I understand what you're saying. We know that. Alright, you know what? Alright, let me re-clarify it. Is he thinking that I'm comparing the whole Switch 1 library to the Switch 2? I'm not doing that. I'm just saying at the time of when the Switch 1 came out, right? And the Switch 2 has less games. Now, the Switch 2 appears as it has more games. It does. Switch 2 early on appears, but a lot of those games are just expansion packs, bro. I can't count Mario Party again. I don't know about you, but I can't count Mario Party Jerumbo again. I can't count Breath of Wild, Tears of Kingdom. I can't count these games. Animal Crossing Horizon. I can't count updates as new games. I can't. I just can't do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Of course the Switch 2 got more because it got backwards compatibility. The Switch 2, he's not understanding. Switch 2 is relying heavily on the Switch 1. That's why the Switch 2 is even successful. Bro, I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break this down real quick. If the Switch 2 dropped with no backwards compatibility, bro, nobody would have bought that crap. Oh no, I'm saying it. If the Switch 2 dropped with no backwards compatibility, I can guarantee you the Switch 2 would have flopped. Guarantee. The only saving grace with Switch 2 is that it's backwards compatible. Because if not, the Switch 2 would be most definitely a flop. The problem is, people are like, oh, we accept it. We can play our games backwards compat. So, that's false. No, that's facts, bro. Backwards compatibility is saving the Switch 2. People wouldn't have just paid $500 for some 2 or 3 Nintendo games, bro. They paid for it, saying, okay, well, I bought games on the Switch 1, and I can carry them to the Switch 2. Well, that was also cross-gen as well. That was cross-gen. I mean, they was doing it during that time with the Switch 1. But a lot of people didn't have the Wii U. So to them, it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? But you can't use the argument with Wii U. Nobody had the Wii U. I had it personally. I loved it. But see, he's not understanding. Because he might say, well, that's the same argument with Switch, though. Switch Wii U to Switch. Yes, you are right. But a lot of people didn't have a Wii U. A lot of people have Switch. What don't you understand? So yes, Mario Kart 8 wasn't really an exclusive, which is true. But the Wii U, nobody had it. Everybody has a Switch, though. Don't you understand the difference? I don't need a Switch 2 to play Mario Party Jerumbo. I don't need a Switch 2 to play Kirby All-Stars Update. I don't need a Switch 2 for that. I don't. And this is why Switch 2 sales is low in regards to software. Because you don't need it. You're not obligated to have to buy it. I mean, unless you say, well, we get a 60 FPS update for Animal Crossing Horizons. Who the hell is going to do that? I was playing Pokemon Legends on my Switch 1 and the game ran fine for me. I'm not buying no Switch 2 for that. Come on, bro. You know this, man. Come on, man. Come on. And that's where the cracks are starting to show. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Alright, let me see what Dustin said. Hold on. Switch 1 only had Breath of Wild. Well, Switch 1 didn't even have Breath of Wild because Breath of Wild was also on the Wii U. Mario Kart 8 was also on the Wii U. A lot of the games that the Switch 1 had were Wii U games. Dustin, man, listen, I know you like Nintendo, but come on now. Come on now. I mean, they were technically home console games that made it on a portable screen, which was also a much bigger impact as well. So, and also too, all right, you know what? Let me break this. Let me break this down. He has to understand, right? When the Switch 1 came out, it was also the successor of the 3DS as well. You know what I'm saying? The Switch 2 barely got anything, man. It barely got anything, bro. The only games y'all got is Mario Kart and Donkey Kong Bonanza. That is it. Your homeland console argument is this it. Bro, it's not. The Switch 2 is not a home console. It's not. Come on, man. Come on. You know it, bro. If it's such a home console, why you gotta dock at Homelander? Switch 2 is a Homelander console. Yo, that's a new one. Come on, man. You know, if they made the Switch 2 a traditional console, those exclusives would have sold well. The only reason why the Switch 2 is doing well because it's portable and it's banking off its success off the Switch 1. No different than the PS2 from PS1 to PS2. It's a pretty easy concept to understand. Oh, Drag and Drive. Oh, yeah. Switch 2 exclusive. I can play both. Well, I don't have a Switch 2. I have Switch 1. You know what I'm saying? Switch 2 is not really a home console. It's just a portable. I mean, because if you're going to use that argument, would you say the Sega Nomad is a home console? You could play the PSP on a big screen. You could also play the Sega Nomad on a big screen. Does that say that it's a home console? You know what I'm saying? Switch 2 will be successful. I'm not saying the Switch 2 is going to be a complete flop. I'm just saying that why the game's selling worse. That's not a room for concern for you, buddy? That's not a concern that people are buying less games on Switch 2? You know what's funny? They're even buying less games on Switch 1. Yep, you could play all those portable consoles on the damn screen. Ain't nobody gonna sit there and tell you that is a home console. Nintendo left home consoles with the Wii U. Nintendo left home consoles before Xbox. I don't know why Nintendo fanboys acting like they got the high road and oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, look at that. Switch 2, they out here acting like the Switch 2 is a home console. The Switch 2 is a portable device. All right, no different than the Steam Deck and how you can plug that into a TV and play those games on the damn screen. All right, it's a portable. Yeah, exactly. They're gonna support it. I'm not gonna sit there and say they're not gonna buy the hardware. I'm just very curious as to where the software is gonna lead for Nintendo because for some reason, even with the Switch 1, their games are selling worse, which also indicates that I think people are just buying the Switch 2 off hype. But yeah, maybe you could do to that Mario Kart World bundle. I think that really did help push those sales for the Switch 2, for sure. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely not a home console. It's more of in the line of this of the 3DS. Yeah, Nintendo can never go back to home consoles, David. They can't. If Nintendo go back to home consoles, it's done. They got to stick with the portable. This is their last farewell. This is all it is. It's decent. The graphics on the character models is not bad, but the environments is pretty bad. And the game died like less than 3. Here's another one. You sell 12 billion plus. I mean, hey, the PS5 sold pretty well. Matter of fact, the PS5 sold just as close to that, and you could even buy the damn console. What's your oh my, you don't know what a home console is, Dustin? Come on, Dust. You're not this dumb, bro. Come on, Dust. Come on, bro. Ain't no man gotta explain this, man. Bruh. Yo, you come on, Dust. Yo, he want me to explain that? I mean, I can. I'm not saying I can't, but come on, Dust. You listen, bro. You come on. You too smart, bro. You too smart for that, Dust. Come on, Dusty Rhodes. All right, we look at Mr. Nix real quick. Hold on. With the super chat. He says, if I get a Wii original, which games do you Oh! Oh! Okay, hold on. I'm gonna definitely answer this to the best. Okay, if I want to get my heart rate up, breaking a sweat besides Wii Sports Boxing. Oh, I got some games for you. All right, so you want like some games that you can kind of get that cardio pumping, right? Let me see. It says, okay, I want to get my heart rate up. Wii Sports, of course. Wii Sports Resort, of course, as well. I mean, some of the girlies tell me Just Dance is pretty good. If we're talking about heart rate games, because most of those games I don't really play on the Wii. But I would say Wii Sports, obviously, you definitely got that. And then you have, what's the other one? I think there's another game, though. Hold on. Not Mario Party. What is it called? Oh, he says sweat, though. I mean, the Tiger Woods game is good on it, though. The Tiger Woods, I think 10 is really good, or 11 is really good on that. And I think 12, Tiger Woods 12. I mean, it won't break a sweat, obviously, but it's a really good game for the Wii in regards to that. I'm telling you, man, it's amazing on the Wii. You know what I mean? Absolutely amazing. Mad World was pretty good. I liked it, Mad World. I can name good games, but in regards to like breaking a sweat, I don't know. You know what I mean? I can name you good games though. I mean, Skyward Sword, I mean, I guess to a certain degree, because like Skyward Sword, you actually have to do the movement. They don't make Tiger like, let me see, hold on. He said what? Like they used to. What you mean? He says, Dustin said, I'm asking you. What do you mean, bro? All right. He wants me to explain it. Y'all, all right. Let me explain. Dustin, you still here, right? Okay. A home console is a home. It's gonna be so stupid when I say this because he should already know that. A home console is a console that can only be played at home. I actually like the Skyward Sword, but okay. Dustin, did you hear what I said? A home console is a console that can be played at home. Hey, yo, Dusty Rhodes. Yo, it was that simple. A home console is a console that can be played at home. Bruh, come on, bro. Yo, come on, Dusty Rhodes. Come on, Dusty Road. Come on, Dust. Come on. That's what I'm saying, man. That was so simple. It's not disingenuous, bro. Bro, come on, Dust. Come on, you gotta let the dust settle in, man. No way. He should, bro. I mean, the only purpose is of you playing it at home. I can't take a PS5, right, and play it elsewhere. I can't do that. It's a home console for home. I can't, like, for example, right, like an Xbox. Well, now with the whole new Play Anywhere strategy, which I do appreciate, I do like that. But I'm just saying, like, for example, if I want to play, right, and this is why I'm thinking that whole Xbox thing is incredible. But, like, for example, if I want to play my Wii U games, I got to play it on a big screen. Can't you play PS5, Nintendo, and Xbox at home? You can. But it only serves one primary function. That's what I'm saying. It's a console that can... Listen to what I just said, Dustin. Now you being disingenuous. It's a home console that can only be played at home. That's it. You can't take it anywhere. I can't take the PS5. Well, obviously, I mean, you can find electric outlets and stuff like that. But that's just doing too much. All I'm saying is that it's essentially a set-top box that is mostly just used within a room-like setting. I don't want to hear about, well, I took my PS5 and plugged it outside, and you know, obviously, well, obviously it's a backyard console now. Like, come on, let's not purposely be stupid for the sake of an argument. You know, mine's is not a home console. I play mine's in the basement, so mine's is a basement console. Oh my goodness, but it's still in your home though. well, you know what? It's not a home console because I played the console. I took my console games and brought it to my buddy's house. So it's not a home console. It's a buddy console now. No, come on now. Let's not do this. I'm not making things up. I'm just trying to explain how you sound like right now. That's what I'm saying, Dustin. It ain't a home console because I took it to my friend's house. Now it's his home console. Like, what? All right, bruh. He knows what this means. He knows. He knows. He knows. Dustin knows. Now, let me ask you this. Now, I got a question for you. What in your eyes makes the Switch 2? Can I play Switch 2 exactly like I could play a PS5? Of course. Yes. I know that. But that's mostly due to the dock. That's not because of the Switch 2. No dock, no Switch 2. You could not play the Switch 2 on the home screen without a dock. You just couldn't. So he's trying to say, well, the Switch 2 is a home console. Yeah, I remember with the screen. Yeah. So I guess that's a portable console too now, the PS1. He says, bro, listen to yo, I feel like Dustin's just trolling, bro. This man's just trolling, bro. Come on, Dusty Rose. You know exactly what it is. It's a hybrid. Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I would agree. I'm not denying that. But it's more of a portable console. That's why when the Switch Lite came out, they sold it as a portable console. It's built like a portable console. Also, too, a home console don't have a screen on it. The Switch does. You get what I'm saying? The Sega Nomad, you could do the same thing. The PSP, you could do the same thing. Plug it into a TV and play it. But it's still a portable console. You guys know this. Come on, Dustin. Come on, bruh. Come on. He says, I agree. Okay, fair enough. I'm not saying it is a hybrid. I'm not saying they're saying you can't play it on your screen. I know the concept, but that's what I'm saying. The hybrid concept, and this is why Nintendo shifted towards the plays Mario Kart better than my Switch. But this is why Nintendo did this, because they're like this, right? And Dustin might not want to admit it. Oh, let me look at the chat real quick. Game ideas, well, oh, just games in general? Oh, okay. I'm getting Wii Sport. Oh, Star Wars Force Unleashed with lightsaber accessory and Kung Fu Panda. Yo, oh, Nick, matter of fact, since you brought that up, there's actually quite a few accessories. Oh, yeah, I can tell you about some accessories. You can get yourself some I don't know if you like shooting games or whatever, but they got some nice light gun accessories from CTA, look into that. You could buy some. You could use the Wii Remote and use it. Also, too, since you talk about Wii Sports, you could buy these things from EA, right? Well, not directly from EA, but they got these things, right, where you could get the racket. I don't know if you've seen it. I got a bowling ball for my Switch. Look into the accessories from CTA. They make accessories where you could use boxing gloves with the Wii Sports. They even got ones that have actual golf club, like you put the Wii Remote on the golf club. I have these things, and you can actually swing it like a real golf club. They got some accessories like that, bro. I have them. I have it for my Wii. Like literally, if I play Wii Sports Bowling, I actually put it in a bowling ball and we play it like that. Oh yeah, they got to look into those, man. Look into those. Definitely. Let me see. I'm just looking at what Dustin's saying now. Wii U almost put Nintendo. Well, technically it did it, Dustin. Nintendo was good even without the Wii. See, the problem is Nintendo. I'm gonna explain why Nintendo was doing home consoles for as long as they could, right? Because one, it wasn't that expensive, and it was double money. Okay, they could push games on there, they could push games on there. But unfortunately, as time went on, people started losing the appeal of the Nintendo home console. We could tell over the years. Obviously, they made a lot of money with the Wii, mostly due to it being a gimmick with its accessory, which I love the Wii personally. But they couldn't just get that same excitement again. So Nintendo just decided to say, you know what? Oh yeah, the Perfect Shot. Oh yeah, they got some good accessories there too as well. If you look, I use a lot of that stuff for my light gun games. The Wii is very good for light gun games, man. Still very much is. Definitely better than the PlayStation Move setup I got. But yeah, definitely. But Nintendo was never in trouble because all they had to do, because you got to look at it like this: the Wii, all right, the Switch even though it's kind of because it's built with similar hardware with the Wii U, Dustin, the Nintendo was never in trouble because all they had to do was like, okay, our home console's terrible. Let's merge these two markets together and create what we know today, the Switch. So essentially what Nintendo did is that they abandoned their home console market and added it to their Switch. You get what I'm saying? That's why you can play the Switch even though it's a portable on the big screen. So technically, and let's not also forget, right? Nah, I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying, though. But Nintendo, it's like Nintendo was never in trouble. All they had to do was merge the two markets, which, as you guys can see, has been very successful for them, right? But I will say one thing: the power narrative for Nintendo and pushing demands in the games, it's over. It's long gone. Nintendo will make mobile style centric games, and they'll put them at a, to some people, a reasonable cost, right? And then just have it be all built with the portable, and the home console is more of an afterthought. That's just kind of how the Switch kind of spawned in. You know what I mean? And if you look at the Switch in regards to the 3DS, like for example, Wii U to Switch is not that huge of an improvement. But 3DS, which a lot of them didn't have Wii U, but 3DS going to Switch 1 is a huge improvement. A huge improvement. A very huge improvement, Dustin. Yeah, they I mean, Nintendo's really the kings when it comes to mobile. And when Nintendo decides to expand on phone, because it is coming, Dustin. I know you want to believe that Nintendo gonna make consoles forever. I know Dustin thinks that Nintendo gonna make Switch 3, Switch 4s, and Switch 5s. But I'm here to tell you that Nintendo will be merging their gaming division with mobile gaming. Nintendo's gonna push for phones, bro. I'm telling you, there is such an untapped market with the phone. Y'all don't even realize, bro. Y'all don't even realize. And that new Pokemon game that they got, Pokemon Champions, will be that bridge gap. I'm telling you, Nintendo's going to push for mobile. Yeah, they've been doing it already. But Pokemon Champion is going to be that, it's going to be that gateway game. They're going to see how well that does. And I'm telling you, they're going to... Yeah, everyone has a phone. So this is what I'm saying, Joe. Check this out, though. Check this out, Dustin. This is what's going to happen to gaming. Let me explain what's going to happen to gaming once it's all said and done. So everybody's bashing Xbox, right, for the play anywhere strategy. Everybody's bashing it, which they don't even understand. That is the future of gaming, because like I said, once Nintendo go mobile like that, and probably still can push their home console. I don't know how they're going to do a portable, whatever they want to call it. They can still push that if they choose, right? But I'm just saying, that will be Nintendo having a Nintendo Play Anywhere strategy as well. I think Nintendo is afraid of the PC market, but they're not afraid of mobile. Definitely not afraid of mobile. They're afraid of PC gaming, but obviously mobile would be a form of that. So Nintendo would shift towards mobile first and then PC inevitably. Because at that point, everything will be a PC anyway, even PlayStation. Yeah, Pokemon Go went crazy. That game went crazy on the phone, so imagine. And you can't make a game like that with Switch because you got to be attached to a hotspot. But with a phone, people are always attached to the internet so they can constantly use the game. That's why Nintendo was huge with Pokemon Go. So I think the days of traditional consoles is coming to an end sooner than we think. Yeah, they could too, though. They could. Nintendo can find some ways because all they got to do, Vaughn, all they got to do is what Microsoft and Sony's doing. Hey, yo, iPhone? Yeah. Yeah, we want to partner with y'all. What? Yeah, we want to partner with y'all. What? You want to partner with Apple? Yeah, I want to partner with your phones and stuff. You get y'all a part of the ecosystem, Nintendo app. Oh, okay. And you know what I'm saying? Bro, they're going to be making partnership deals with each other. We'll see. And they can probably get their own Nintendo phone out there and all that. Matter of fact, it makes sense, though, because Nintendo got their voice chat already on the phone. Think about it. Nintendo voice chat is on the phone already. They already doing it through the phone. People are like, why Nintendo don't do it through the console? Why they don't do it? Because it's bigger than the console. Nintendo already got the app for the phone. They already doing it. If you want to talk to your friends on Nintendo, you got to do it through the phone. Nintendo, well, I don't know if you can do it through Switch too. I don't have one. But I'm just saying, you got to do it through the phone when you got the Nintendo for the voice chat. So who knows, man? I'm telling you, Nintendo's going to expand. And they're going to be bigger than anything. They're going to be huge. They're going to be huge. That's what I'm saying. Nintendo, like I said, because you know why though, Dustin, and this is why I keep telling people, it's not about the hardware. It's about the games. No matter what happens to Nintendo, they're going to be successful no matter where they go because people value their games. Xbox, with the acquisitions, people value Xbox games. No matter if they're on PlayStation, no matter if they're on Nintendo, no matter if it's on PC, no matter if it's even on a goddamn phone. People value Xbox games, right? Can we agree? We can agree. Ponies know too. They know it because that's why they're begging for them, right? Now, let me ask you this. Who values PlayStation games? We got crickets. Who values PlayStation games? None of y'all value PlayStation games? None of y'all? Y'all don't value none of their games? Astro's Playroom? No. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's why PlayStation is stuck with the console. It's dangerous. That's what I'm saying. PlayStation is in more trouble than people want to give credit. This is why I keep telling y'all. Nintendo will give us home console sooner than you think to sell along. Alien, I don't think they're going to do it, Alien. They can't. They can't because you got to understand they don't have that weight. Nintendo's not going to push. They got to take losses on the hardware. Why take losses on the hardware when you could just merge the two markets? And if you're going to do a portable device in favor of a home console, you got to charge the home console a little bit more. And Nintendo's not going to do that. Nobody's going to pay $700 for a Nintendo home console. They're not. They won't pay that. They're just going to stick with the portable, especially when the portable plays it at home. So that means that you think that Nintendo should do a powerful console. Nintendo ain't going to do a powerful console. Nobody's going to gravitate towards Nintendo. Even if Nintendo had GTA 6, that ain't going to make people buy a Switch 2. GTA 6, you know what's crazy? GTA 6 will sell an Xbox. GTA 6 will sell a PlayStation. GTA 6 will sell a PC. But GTA 6 couldn't sell a Switch to save its life. And I know people are going to be like, that's wrong. But it's true. This ain't the first time Nintendo had third party. Nintendo games and third party just don't do that well. The only time they did was with Super Nintendo, NES obviously, and Super Nintendo, because I think that was mostly the PlayStation fan. The Wii, it did decently on the Wii. And then the Switch. Switch, it did well on third party. Matter of fact, it probably did one of the best. It just wouldn't work with Nintendo's. See, Dustin, me and you can get along with things. GTA 6 just wouldn't push the Switch 2. It just wouldn't. And that's what I'm saying. Nintendo realized they know their market. He said, yo, you getting off? He's like, yo, I'm gonna catch y'all later. I know, man. I've been playing them retro games, man. Yeah, I don't mind talking to you guys, though. I'm actually in the mood to do that. I'm sorry, guys. I've been, just been bored playing a lot of these modern games, so I just be playing my retro. My bad, though. He's like, yo, man, every time I come in, this man talking about I'm getting off. No, but we here now, though. We having a conversation. GameCube has more power. Okay, let me see what Alien said. Okay. This is interesting. Okay. All right. So you said GameCube has more power than the PS2, which is true, but it's not all the way true. PS2 has more memory though. It has more memory though. Yeah, graphics, all that. I didn't even think it's sometimes performance, but memory it doesn't. The PS2 got way more memory. Way more memory. I know Alien tried to get me with a got you, but the PS2 had way more memory. Matter of fact, GameCube games with third party ran the worst. They did. GameCube games with third party ran the worst. It was only the exclusives that stood out. You feel what I'm saying? And now, it does though, Alien. It does. Yo, Alien really think, yo, you don't need the GameCube. You got the GameCube. You don't need GameCube. We got the GameCube from Valve. We don't need GameCube. Just get yourself the GameCube. Hey, yo, he said, let me see. Now, in regards to N64 to PS1, yes, Nintendo 64 was very powerful in regards to 3D architecture, but it couldn't do the visuals. Bro, I'm going to tell you something. PS1 is very slept on. The N64, in my opinion, was a real 3D machine. It really was, right? But a lot of the graphics was the same. Like, so for example, like if you play Mario 64, the grass would obviously be green. There was no, like, it was not detailed. So for example, if you're playing a PS1 game, you will see like this different type of grass in comparison to this tree, right? If you're playing a PS1 game. Now with Nintendo, all this would be green. Even this would all be green. This would be green. The walls would just be a plain palette of green. Like, Nintendo didn't really have graphics like that, right? PS1 had more like it's hard to explain, but it just looked way more realistic. But I felt like the N64 was more of a real 3D machine, though. And the Sega Saturn was the king of 2D gaming. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to flop, man. Listen, I don't want it to flop. Personally, I think it's interesting, regardless if I don't want one or not, because I'm already tethered in with these consoles. Like I said, I see nothing wrong with the device. Nothing wrong with it. I think the Steam machine speaks volumes as to what's to come for console gaming. Which we already know that, because Xbox is doing it too. You know what I'm saying? So for people to say, well, I don't need it, that's fine. You know what I mean? This is for a specific audience. I don't see nothing wrong with the Steam machine. I don't know why people want to compare it to the big three. Well, it's not going to sell better than Xbox. They ain't going to, yo, what's up, Rob? It ain't going to do this. It ain't going to do it. Who cares? It's for a selective market. It's for an audience that already has a bunch of games on Steam, or maybe to a gamer that wants to see what the Steam is about before fully going all in. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I think it's cool. I think it's nice to see something like that. What happened to the days when gamers actually appreciated new hardware coming out? But instead, everybody want to hate on it. I mean, if you think about it, if it's priced at $700 like they claim, that is still very good. Because it's still a PC, you have access to Steam, you have access to Xbox, you have access to good old games, right? You have access to a lot of stuff you can't do on PlayStation, regardless of PlayStation is more powerful. Regardless, you can do more with a Steam machine than you can with a damn console. Emulation, for real. Way more, freedom, all that. So, like I said, if you was looking for a PC plus a gaming machine, well, the Steam machine is perfect for you, in my personal opinion. Yeah, it probably will, David. Yeah, it probably will. I think it's good for a pre-built. And the funny thing is, Marco, they be back. Yo, check this. This what irritates me, right? This is what irritates me, bro, with these content creators, because they go as far to say, well, I could buy a pre-built for $760, but you can't get a pre-built like this for oh my god! And what's even worse, it costs more. Oh, why would I buy the Steam machine? I could buy my own pre-built $700 PC. That's more than it, and it's freaking humongous. Instead of buying a little cubified box, similar to a console, for the same goddamn price. And these people out here complaining. So you say you can't. Okay, so there you go. So that right there shows you that the Steam machine is good. So that shows you. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm vouching for the Steam machine. I don't care what people say. I think it's a good device. Like I said, if I wasn't so heavily invested into Xbox and PlayStation, we'll see. We got to see the price for sure. If it's $400, I'm scooping that. But it's probably very unlikely. You know what I'm saying? It's just because I already have gaming devices already, so I'm already kind of locked in. But if let's say if I didn't buy a PS5 or an Xbox this gen, right, and I see the prices of the new Xbox, I probably would have got the Steam machine. I would have got that. If I didn't have a PS5 and I didn't have an Xbox, I would have got the Steam machine for sure. I definitely would have probably got it. You know what I'm saying? I think the Steam machine probably should have came out around when these consoles came out. That, you know, and I think it would have definitely put out some steam, no pun intended. Yeah. Yeah, we got to see what the price is. We'll see what the price is. You can build a PC. But see, some people don't want that type of PC. Some people would take that for a simplified form, though. Because think about it. You saying that is like, okay, like Alien, right? Some people could say, why would you pay $800 for it? And I know you got the Pro, so don't even deny that. That's like somebody telling you, Alien, why buy a PS5 Pro if you could spend a few $100s more to get something that's far better? It's the same concept, small and simple. That's why you got a PS5. Exactly, Pickles. That's why you got a PS5, right? Why you didn't spend the extra $400 to get the PC? Oh, that's right. You want it in a consoleized form. So they're charging $300. That's what they did to you. What do you? Oh my, Alien, you don't get it, Alien. They deceive. Yo, Alien don't get it. Listen, all right, how much is a P? Well, obviously without Black Friday, the PS5 with a disc drive is like what, 500? Now you gotta ask is how much is the PS5 Pro, Alien, without the Black Friday sale, of course? $800. So you've already spent $300 more. Then you gotta pay $100 and something for the online for a whole year, bro. You've already paid close up to $1,000. And you ain't got no day and dates on there. You gotta buy all your games for $70 each. Bro, you've already paid up to that much. And that got free online. Come on, man. You got hustled. With the Pro? He got hustled, bruh. Yo, come on, man. That Pro, bruh. Listen, that PS5 Pro is trash. Oh, you don't buy it? Really? You don't buy subscriptions? So you play a single player game. You just all single player then. So he's just all single player. Yo, what's up, C-Dub? He's all single player then. I don't know why it would matter too much to these ponies. I mean, God of War Ragnarok is a PS4 game. I know that. Yo, Dustin, the Pro was a waste of money, man. Waste of money, man. And you know what's crazy? Some games are actually running better on the base PS5 over the Pro. That should never happen. Listen, that should never happen. Y'all was mocking Xbox Series S, right? Talk about how the games don't run better than the Series X. That is supposed to happen. The Series S shouldn't be running better than the Xbox Series X, right? But when you fast forward to PS5 Pro, the game's running better on the lower console than the high-end one. That to me is a problem. I know ponies don't complain about it because they accept mediocrity, but to me, that is a problem. If I'm paying you extra money for enhancements, it's either you give me the game the same or you give me the game better. There's no way in hell the game should run worse. PlayStation fans can't admit this, bro. They can't admit this. They can say whatever they want about the Series X, but they won't admit, right, why the Pro is running games worse than the PS5 base. They can't admit it. I don't know why. I don't know why they can't admit it. Because I'm telling you this right now, man. If I get 15% discount. What is that, like $5? Yo, they did, bro. I ain't gonna lie, don't hug me. They kind of did, though. But you know, all right, C-Dub. See, this is the strategy, though. See, check this out, C-Dub. The Switch 2 ain't going down in price. I'm gonna explain to y'all. Switch 2's not going down in price. Nope. It ain't going. I'm gonna sound like Marlon right now. Nope. Not happening. The Switch 2, they might come out with a light. They might come out with a light. The day, I'm telling you guys right now, Switch 2 is going up. Oh yeah, they going up, guys. All these devices are going up. And if you don't like it, they you know what they say? Then don't buy it. I'm telling you, nothing is going down no more. Nothing. Nothing is going down. Yeah, right now the PS5. Oh, but bro, without a sale. Bro, what you mean? They got the whole Black Friday sale. What you talking about, Alien? It's not going back down. All right, and I'm gonna explain something. Right? See, I'm happy that me and Dustin, I'm happy that we have a good conversation right now. I'm gonna explain why. Right, and this is why Xbox is raising the price and all this. Let me explain all this because I feel like people don't get it. Right? I think people don't understand it. What I'm telling you guys, right? Because of live service and subscriptions. Check what I'm about to say. Nintendo raised the price of the Switch 1. The only reason why they're doing this so they can force you to buy the Switch 2. I know people's like, what? Why would you do that? Why would you raise the price of your older system because they want to force you to the new one. So the days of dropping prices is over. So what they're going to do, they're going to raise the price of the old console to gauge interest into the new one. I can guarantee that's why Xbox is raising up the price. Because they want to be like, okay, right? I haven't seen a Series X on. I've seen PS5s on sale, but I haven't seen Series X's on sale. So essentially, Microsoft, and I know what they're doing, they still shouldn't. I'm not even advocating for this, but they're pricing their console up. So when they decide to drop their Xbox PC, which is definitely probably going to be over 1,000, definitely it's going to be 1,000. I already know this, right? You get what I'm saying? It gauges the interest because people are going to be like, why would I pay $800 for a Series X if I could buy the Xbox PC for, let's say, $1,100? Why would you do that? They're going to only raise up the prices. The days of $500 boxes is over. $500 for a portable will be the norm. Consoles will be double that. That's what they're doing. That's what companies are going to do. And the reason why they doing it, because it doesn't matter. Like, for example, this is another thing why I try to explain console sales. It doesn't matter. You know what? I'm going to say this, right? Nintendo loves that the Switch 2 is selling well. I'm not saying they don't. But Nintendo, all the people that say that, I can't buy Switch 2. I can't afford game keys. I can't afford... Oh, listen, let me tell you what Nintendo's doing. Nintendo don't care. They don't care if you play Metroid Prime on Switch 1 as long as you still giving them money. Nintendo don't care if you want to play on old hardware as long as you pay for Nintendo Online. Nintendo, none of these companies care because they're making your money. Oh, I'm not buying that new Xbox. I'm going to pay for Game Pass on the old Xbox. You're still giving Microsoft your money. Same thing with Nintendo, with the GameCube games. Oh, well, I'm paying $50 on my Switch 1 to get access, right? But yet, you're losing access to GameCube games because you didn't upgrade. You think Nintendo cares? They're still getting the same money. That's why they don't care. We are in the era of ecosystems where games will all be connected with its previous hardware. That is what gaming is. The days of abandoning a whole console is over. It's over. The days of a console being abandoned is long gone. Intergalactic is a PS5, PlayStation 6 game. Guarantee it. I guarantee it. You guys waited 7 years for a PlayStation 6 game, well, a PS5 game to run at 60 on PS6. That's what we paid for. We're not paying for real next gen no more. We're not paying for the days of next gen hitting the gates running. We're not paying for that no more. That's why they put out exactly. For example, and you know it's funny, Dustin. I'm happy that we're agreeing with each other. But like for example, you got people that say, "Well, I'm boycotting Nintendo." Like I've heard it. I'm boycotting it. Buying Pokemon Legends on Switch 1. But I know people that are pre-ordering Metroid Prime 4 on Switch 1. For example, Dustin, you think Nintendo cares? Oh, we can't afford Switch 2, but you're still buying our games. You're still buying it on Switch 1. Nintendo be like, we don't care. That's why they haven't abandoned it. It wouldn't make feasible sense for Nintendo to abandon it because they're making so much money off it. I got it through the buy 2 get 1 free, right? You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox are going to build on that fundamental foundation of the carry out. They're going to carry out the old console. And I think what Microsoft meant when they said that PlayStation 4 that generation was very important, because they could have took those 360 fans and transitioned them to Xbox One. That's why they say it was important. Not because, PlayStation outsold it like crazy. It was because they could have took those audience of gamers and made them a part of their new ecosystem. Now they're going to merge it between PC, and they're going to use that as the back burner. Yeah, they don't work, especially nowadays. It definitely don't work. And that's why we don't see PlayStation dropping out games. PlayStation don't drop out games. I'm going to tell you something. PlayStation is the worst offender of them all. I might bash Nintendo. I might bash Xbox a bit. But PlayStation is the worst offender, because once you stop dropping out games, PlayStation, that's why I couldn't respect it. PS5 plays PS5 games, so how is it better? Oh, hold on. Alien. Okay. PS4 graphics suck? What do you mean? You're playing nothing. Yo, listen, Alien. You're playing nothing but PS4 games. What are you talking about? You got we got you, Alien. You guys want to talk about how the Series S? I'm gonna clown this pony. Y'all ready for this? I'm just trolling him, but I'm a clown him. Check this, Alien. You want to say that the PS4 has bad graphics, but yet that's all you was playing on PS5 when they were making them cross generation. Oh, I said it. Oh. You was playing PS4 games on PS5. Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok, Miles Morales. The list goes on, Alien. Death Stranding Director's Cut. Oh. Talk about PS4 games sucks. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. Oh. Nah, I didn't say that. I didn't say Returnal. I didn't say that. I did not say that. I'm saying in regards to a lot of PlayStation exclusives, your games was PS4 games enhanced. That's all they were. Well, you mean Silent Hill 2 on Xbox, because you know that game. Yo, Alien. Yo, that game is on Xbox and it looks better than PS5. Oh! Series X. I told y'all, they run Unreal Engine 5 better. Every Unreal... Yo, I'm telling you, this is facts, bro. Every Unreal Engine 5 game runs better on Xbox. That's facts. Let me see. Silent Hill 2 remake Unreal Engine 5, right? I guarantee it is. It runs better on Xbox. I've heard. It's Unreal Engine 5. Yep, Xbox be running games better in Unreal Engine 5 than PlayStation 5. That's facts. It do. Facts, Jay. And I told people this. He says Hellblade 2 runs... does it actually? Okay, let me see. Hold on, let me look. UE5 runs better on PS5. Okay, Microsoft optimizes. So Microsoft's good at optimizing games then. I give them respect. Microsoft, I noticed that. Microsoft, they're good at optimizing games because they gave PlayStation better seeds of grass or whatever. So that means that Microsoft is good at optimizing gaming, which I respect. PlayStation, on the other hand, they got bad optimization for games. They might even be up there with Nintendo with poor optimization. At least Nintendo has a goddamn excuse in regards to the hardware. But PlayStation, how the hell are you poorly optimizing your games? So Sony's known for poorly optimized titles. Wow. Yeah, I still had my copies, bro. I got those for like $5, bro, because everybody was hating on the game. He says gives it. Oh man, but it ain't worth the 300 though, Alien. It ain't worth the extra 300 though. It ain't worth it. Not to me. Paying an extra 300 for a PS5 Pro just ain't worth it, man. It just ain't worth it. Y'all been PlayStation 5 gamers been playing nothing but PS4 titles. Shined up. That's all they've been playing. PS4 titles shined up. All the games that they had coming out could have ran on PS4. Until Dawn Remake was a PS4 game. Days Gone was a PS4 game. Bruh. Nintendo decided to copy y'all with the Switch 2. Because Nintendo's doing it too. All they games is ports of the Switch 1. Upgrade Pack, Animal Crossing, Upgrade Pack, Tears of Kingdom, Upgrade Pack, Kirby All-Stars. If you notice, Nintendo is doing the same thing Sony's doing. but they're doing it with Switch 2. They just sitting back, collecting their little hardware sales, making money off their subscription. Like I said, and I've told people, man, Xbox gamers are the new PC gamers, PlayStation gamers are the new Xbox gamer, and Nintendo gamers are the new, Sony gamer. Yeah. So Nintendo fans are just PlayStation fans. And PlayStation fans are just Xbox fans. And Xbox fans are just PC fans. That's all it is. I wish somebody would argue that. It's facts. Because look at the talking points. PlayStation fans don't even they don't even talk about exclusive. They be like, well, it's not on Xbox. Time exclusive. No different than what they were doing on Xbox One. PlayStation fans became the new Xbox. That's why they came with the commercial. Xboxers. PlayStation fans are Xboxers. That's what they are. And Nintendo fanboys are just ponies in disguise. Over the majority of Switch 2 lifespan. Only for PS5, bro. Like, I don't know what's going on with these dudes, man. Yo, what's up, Bobby? We got a member. We got a new member. It's like, yo, like, let's think about Switch. What is all the Japanese game? No, Japanese. No. I feel like the Switch 2 is going to do well. He says, all right, so that's interesting. So what happens when Nintendo phases out Switch 1? You think they phase it about next year? I don't think so. I think Nintendo wants to, but I think they want the hardware sales to go out. I don't think Nintendo's going to phase out Switch 1 anytime soon. I think Nintendo is going to ride the Switch 1 for a long time, bruh. I don't think the Switch 1 is going anywhere. That's just me. I think they'll do a few exclusives for the Switch 2. But I can see them focusing on Switch 1 just as much. I feel like a lot of games. Maybe the new Zelda. I'm assuming maybe a new Zelda might be a Switch 2 exclusive. Maybe a few games, but they're going to be dropping a lot of games on Switch 1 still. They still will. You believe it, Dustin? Dustin, you actually believe it. Listen. All right, check this. Yo, Dustin, I don't even think Dustin realized. Dustin, I'm telling you right now, if what you're saying is true, now I'm not saying, we're just all speculating, then Nintendo's dying. Nintendo needs Switch 1. Nintendo can only succeed with Switch 1. They need it. If Nintendo phases out Switch 1, it's done. It's done. I'm telling you right now, it's done for Nintendo. Maybe I wasn't completely wrong with the title of the video. I'm telling you, Nintendo is so dependent on Switch 1. They're so dependent on Switch 1. If Nintendo tries to phase out the Switch 1 too soon, that might only impact Switch 2. I don't know, man. I don't think they're going to phase out Switch 1. I don't think so. I think what they're going to do, they're going to put a few exclusive games on Switch 2, and they're going to put some games on Switch 1. I mean, we'll see, Dustin. We'll see how it turns out. You know what I'm saying? But if Nintendo phases out Switch 1, it's done. It's done. Switch 1 is the only reason why the Switch 2 is even doing remotely that well in the first place. And you phasing out that market is only going to hurt Nintendo in the long run. In my personal opinion. Yeah. Nintendo just wants to catch that. And that's the problem. I don't think they should play that. I think Nintendo needs... I mean, from a gamer's perspective, I'll be like, yeah, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? But from a business perspective, like, if I'm Nintendo, right? I'm not doing that. If I'm Nintendo, I'm not phasing out nothing. You get what I'm saying? I'm not, because you know why? Switch 1 is still making me just as much money as Switch 2. I'm not phasing that. See, Microsoft don't think like that. Microsoft don't see it that way. Microsoft says, hold on, we ain't leaving nobody behind. Let it be through cloud, Fire Stick, console, PC, Pony, Nintendo. We ain't leaving nobody behind. And if your hardware can't do it, well, we'll have cloud gaming that will do it for you. The Microsoft is not about phasing people out, and I think that is what is very detrimental to console gaming. It's a double-edged sword. It's good, or it can be good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, that would mean that we get less cross-generation games, but I know Sony's definitely not. I think Sony's trying to phase out PS4 now. I think GTA 6 will be that game to phase out PS4. You know what I mean? I did hear that Sony's trying to do that. But even then, Sony makes a lot of money on PS4, bro. They make a lot of money on PS4 still. People still be paying them hundreds of dollars for PlayStation Plus on PS4. So I don't know, man. I think that's the reason why these companies haven't upgraded. PS4 is phased out. Bro, Alien, how is the PS4... Bro, Alien, how is the PS4 phased out? PS4 is still getting games. PS4 is still getting games, bro. You know that, right? The new Call of Duty dropped on PS4 as well. You do know that, right? PS4 is getting phased out? Bruh. People still playing on the 4. What you mean, though? They still playing on the 4. They still playing the old gen GTA 5. I mean, yeah, there's a few games that ain't dropping on it, like Battlefield 6. They still getting the NBA 2K. I know that. I know certain games, but that just because certain games ain't on it, that doesn't mean that PS4 is losing support. I'm telling you, man. Yep. And you know what's funny, yo? Yo, you know what's funny, Erica? You know, Erico? You know what's funny? They didn't even make a PS5 version. They just made it for the PS4. They didn't even get a PS5 version. PS5 lifespan fell short. Honestly, it did. Bro, 5 years in, and PlayStation ain't got nothing, bro. I honestly, bro, I feel like we still haven't even seen the best of this generation, bro. And they already talking about PlayStation 6. I honestly feel like I got cheated this whole gen, man. I really do. I feel like we all got cheated, man. And I just feel like that was unacceptable, man. It just felt like a continuation of the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. That's what it felt like. That's what this generation felt like to me. Another continuation. Y'all didn't even get a PS5 release. They told you just play it backwards compat. I mean, think about that for a minute. They making games on PS4 copies over the PS5. I can see the PS6 releasing around 2027. Yeah. I can see that, and they're gonna use Intergalactic as a launch game for the PlayStation 6. I think Sony's gonna want to hit the ground running. Yeah, but that's probably due to the hardware limitations. I'm not saying every game. Come on, Alien. You know what I'm saying. But there's also PS4 games that ain't on PS5, though. Like, they making physical disc for PS4 over the 5 version. That's not true all the time. That's what I'm trying to say, though. Just because there's a few games as an example don't mean nothing. You call that phasing out, that's more to do with the fact that they probably can't put the game on the hardware. They can't put it on the hardware, Alien. Come on now. Some of those games are using different graphical engines. That's more of a hardware limitation. Yeah, that would be cross-gen. What they want. Can't say... Yo, Aaron, come on. Nintendo giving gamers what they want. Can't say the same. Yeah, this weather, man. Oh, yeah, they did put Jedi Survivor. Bruh, come on. Come on. He can't say that. Come on, Alien. You know. Yeah, Aaron, I'm happy too. It's coming out on my Switch 1. No reason for a Switch 2. Yeah, hopefully it's good. You know, it's funny. I seen that game in stock. Y'all know that, right? I was at Best Buy and I seen the game was actually at stock. I was gonna buy it, but I'm kind of on the boycott Nintendo thing. Yeah, they actually stocked it up. I was like, yo, I was laughing. That game don't come out now, right? I was laughing because I'm like, hold on. I should have just bought it just because. I seen it there and just played it. Like, yo, like, hey man, look at that. Oh, I can't. I don't even think they'll even let you do that. Yeah. I literally seen a copy of that game, bro. You got stores putting that game out already. I was laughing, bro. I didn't see the Switch 1. I probably would have got it for the Switch 1, though. But I only seen the Switch 2 version. I'm like, yo, they already putting the game out. I'm like, this game ain't even supposed to come out yet. They literally put them out early. I'm like, what? Hades 2 is on Switch 1. Yeah. Switch 1 getting a lot of games, man. Still do. Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people like Mario Kart 8, personally. I heard World's not really doing well. I did get the Tomb Raider game, Aaron, on my Switch 1. It doesn't run that good, but there's a few people on it. I think there's like a niche community. But, you know, I feel like a lot of the Switch online games is dead, man. Like, Sparking Zero is dead on Switch, bro. It is dead on Switch, bro. Maybe, I don't know if it is dead on Switch 2. I think maybe more people play it there, but on Switch 1, that game is dead, bro. I don't know what's going on, man. People are buying less and less games, man. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Is it Hades? He said it was, though. It's not? Hades 2 is not on it. You already need a Switch 2 Pro. Yeah, I agree. That's what Capcom dropped the ball with those classic games. Oh, snap. Hades is... Yo, oh, snap. Look at that. He's like, yo. Dustin is like, what? I thought it was an exclusive. I thought it was only for us. I thought it was only for us. I bought my Switch 2 for this. Hey, yo, man. It's on Switch 1 too as well. I thought it was only for us. I didn't know. Imagine. I didn't know. This is the main reason why I bought the Switch 2. Oh yeah. I know, Aaron. You still got both of them. I still got both. Well, I only got Switch 1, but... I mean, I'll probably get a Switch 2 eventually, but I know the prices ain't going down, man. But them game key cards, man, that had me tight, bruh. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I feel like the Switch 2, because I have thousands of games for Switch 1, I feel like the Switch 2, yeah, those game key cards took me out, bro. They took me out. It took me out of wanted it. You know what I'm saying? It took me out. I said to myself, I'm like, man... I don't know, man. Maybe in a perfect reality, if this was if there was games actually on the cartridge, I'd be happy, man. And if I do get a Switch 2 down the road, depending on what happens, well, just know that I will have a very small game library. Oh, okay. I want to see how the gameplay is. Yeah, they are. Yep, that's Nintendo's plan. Nintendo can't fit all these games on the cartridge. Once these games start getting bigger and bigger, a Switch 2 Lite. I think if they do a Switch 2 Lite, it'll probably be priced around $380. Damn, he still play his Switch 1. Nice. Oh, you got the OLED too? Oh, snap. Oh yeah. Yeah, I feel like the Switch 2, I mean, there's only so far they can do with the Switch. I mean, unless it's really pushing the boundaries. I think the only reason why they didn't put Donkey Kong Bonanza on Switch 1 was due to the fact that it probably would have had bad performance. You know, I do think Mario Kart World could have been on Switch 1. I'd be laughing if they decide to port that game to Switch 1 later, though. Yeah, what did y'all be laughing? Yeah, I'd be laughing if they port that game to Switch 1 down the road, like a year later, because they wanted to sucker people into buying the Switch 2 and be like, oh, we're putting Mario Kart World on the Switch 1 now. What the? Man, you told me this was an exclusive to Switch 2. Yo, well, we're putting it on Switch 1. I've seen companies do that before, like what they did with Star Wars Jedi. Yo, I be laughing, bro. They already got all their money, and they be like, yo, let's milk this again. Let's downgrade the visuals, and let's make money off the Switch. I mean, they can do it, man. You know, it'd be like how they did Star Wars Jedi Survivor, bro. They out here milking it. They gonna milk last gen. Oh, man. Nice. Yeah, yo, you're right though. People love Mario Kart 8. Yeah, they love that. Yeah, that game was a phenomenon, man. It's funny because even on the Wii U, it sold very well, even with a low install base of 11 mil. I think it sold like 8 million on the Wii U. Of course you got. Of course you like it more. You got to defend the Switch too. Of course. Oh damn. Of course you like it more. Damn, these people got mad resources. Hold on. Yeah, I think he went to go play his precious PlayStation 5. I heard about Death Stranding coming out. Oh snap, I can actually go in here. I heard Death Stranding 2 is coming out to PC. Haha! Just in time for that new airbot. Yep. They already got the ratings board, bro. They barely even had the game for a whole year. They didn't even have the game for a whole year. It's crazy, yo. Sony don't give a damn no more, bro. Yo, they ain't even gonna have. They don't even get the games for a whole year, bro. I think PlayStation were lying when they talk about 6 months. 6 months only. That's crazy. Imagine buying a PS5 for exclusive games to drop 6 months later on another platform. Wow. You know that hurts the ponies. Yo. They're going to hit them with the 6 months, and then it's going to drop on Xbox for half off. They're going to be like, I'm sorry for making y'all wait, little Xbox guys. Sorry for making y'all wait. We're gonna sell you the game half off, and it's going to play better. We're going to... Have you noticed that? Yo, they be treating the Xbox community like, man, they be treating them like very well. Oh, we'll sell the game 50% off for the Xbox community. Sorry for the wait. 50% off. PlayStation paying full price. They're here paying full price for a game that runs worse. They ain't nothing but testers, bro. Video game testers. They testing out the game until they drop it on Xbox for the superior port. Oh man, that's crazy, bro. Sony doing these dudes down bad, bro. Out here using that system as a play tester. Wow. Beta testers. Yo. Out here beta testing games and stuff. And then the better version drop. Yeah, I was surprised when they said Silent Hill runs better on Xbox. I mean, not too much. Once you consider the engine. You know. That when Policio try. Yeah, I heard that's coming. Yo, Aaron, that's coming. Oh yeah. Yep. You're like, what? It's coming. Uncharted is coming to Switch. It is. Y'all be like, what? It's coming, man. Uncharted is coming. I know that's gonna hurt a lot of PlayStation fans. It's coming. Uncharted is coming to the Switch, man. What do PlayStation fans think about that? What do they think? Because it's coming. It is coming to Switch, man. Oh yeah. It is coming. Because people have to understand, man, you can't sell a game like this for PlayStation 6. The only way you're going to be able to make money is by selling it to another audience. You know, Nintendo knows that, yeah, we could do that as well. We could only do it twice. But Nintendo knows we can't do it 3 times in a row. Most companies know that. They're like, okay, we can milk our fan with the same game twice, but we can't milk our fans 3 times. We can't. It's impossible. Nobody's going to buy it. But, yeah. This was a nice conversation. You know? But I'm going to get off, guys. I definitely had a fun time talking with you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next one, alright? Take care, everybody.